Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome everyone in the lecture number 7 of the final term of the subject Sustainable Development and Construction. Today we will mainly focus on energy and telecommunication. Before to go in a very much detail, we will talk about that how we can bring the concept of sustainability within energy in the IT and telecommunication system. The considerable problem deriving from the growth of energetic consumption and from the relevant environmental emergency due to the emission of the greenhouse gases, which usually push the people to find out new solution and new technology for the production of primary energy, which could fit for fulfilling and arguing and growing energetic demands. So coming towards the lecture content, what we have covered so far. As you can see, our previous lecture was about environmental sustainability. So currently we are mainly focusing on the sustainable energy and telecommunication. First of all, before to go in a very much detail, we should know that what is the current demand of the country. Okay, so in a country such as Pakistan, we have round about 51 million people which don't have electricity. The national electrification rate is about 73%. So like among the total population, we have the transmission distribution line up to 73%. Urban electrification rate is about 90%, while in the rural area is 61%. Percentage of population which completely rely on the traditional biomass is about 56%. This is one of the current chart in Pakistan, that how the energy trend is shifting from which mode to which mode from 1971 till 2005. As you can see here, our biggest dependency is based on the hydrocarbon and nuclear and coal as well. But if you look to the greenhouse or geothermal, solar, or like wind, which is the very last one in the column, we have a very less proportion which is very much invisible according to this chart. Until 2005, there were no concept of that how we can produce electricity from the geothermal or solar or like wind. But after 2005, the same thing jumped in the Pakistan economies, and according to our head of department, Dr. Hassan, who is also the member in the few of the hydropower project as well, according to his communication, that until 2040 Pakistan will be kind of a state where there will be no so much dependency on other country, like something which that we will not be based on someone else to borrow the electricity from someone else. And he also mentioned that we will also shift our energy consumption mode as well, like from we will mainly focus, or we will mainly tilt our emission sources from the coal, oil, gas and hydro towards the geothermal, solar and wind. So what is sustainable energy? So far we have learned about sustainable environmental sustainability, but now we are talking about sustainable energy. Before to go in a very detail, first of all, you should need to learn about the provision of energy sources such as illumination, thermal comfort, cooking, communication and mobility. All of them are socially and economically good, but the use of fossil fuel is melting these needs, which could lead the higher greenhouse gases. Okay, and potentially it's becoming a threat to our well-being as well. Okay, ironically, the greatest threat is to the underdevelopment and pollution, and population is the most vulnerable geographic of small island or developing states such as Pakistan as well. So we usually constrained by extreme poverty or limited by expensive energy access as well. According to the 2015 Sustainable Developmental Goal, according to the developmental goal which we call SDGs. The goal on energy aiming to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. So, according to the definition, sustainable energy is a form of energy that meet our today demand in terms of energy without putting the future or depletion of the future generation. It should also widely encourage and should not harm the environment as well. And according to the SDGs, the planner of the state should provide the energy across the country with a reasonable and affordable cost. If you look to the statistic uh, that how the global energy resources consumption is based on, such as if you can look that we have a very less part is based on the solar PV, which where most of them are based on the hydropower and traditional biofuels. So this is the total world situation, and we are leading towards the greenhouse gas emission at a very fast rate, which is really kind of a scary in the future if you look to the like that what we have done from 1965 till 2016, not only in Pakistan but globally. We need to now shift if we talk about sustainable energy and sustainable traditional, if we want to get rid from the traditional biofuels. So what is basically renewable energy is a very broad term. Is maybe some of you already known about the solar power, how we can convert it from the geothermal heat pumps, small wind systems selling energy, and so on. I will tell you a very amazing story of one of my friend. He was living in when I was studying in 2011 in Germany. His father built a house. His father holds a double PhD degrees in sustainable biodegradable products. What he have done in his house, he just built a one deep well in his house in Germany. The location was quite prime location, and he never spent a penny. Okay, so what he done, he installed there a mirror which directly reflect the sun during the daytime in his house. His house was basically his office, his working place, as well as his living accommodation as well. So there were three stories. On all those three stories, to all his employees, they did not need any tube light or bulb light, which were needed because he built his house something like that. And the next thing which he done is did he just manufacture his own technology, which he called the belt technology, which he usually use it for the heating purpose and for the cooling purpose as well. So this is just example which usually facilitate 30 people within a day who were his employee, and around about 4 to 5 people family at the night time. So completely those people are based on the solar and wind turbine, or like wind, you can call them the wind energy. So they were not based on the hydropower or the traditional biofuels. So we need such type of initiative thinkers. As you can see here, electrical energy, which is mainly based on the thermal and electrical plant through which we usually build all those things. So energy cannot be treated but converted from one form to another. Energy always flows from a higher level to a lower level. So now the question is, what is important here? As you can see here is a very big infrastructure built of so many wires and a very massive infrastructure. What will happen to that when they are not non-functional? So we will actually dump them. So now this is a very tricky question, that what we will do with that. So from now on we should start thinking, as we are at the 2020. So from 1947, what we have done so far, the mistake which we have done, is still time that we can repair them. We can repair them. As you can see here, energy like resources, uh, like how we can shift from the electrical energy towards the thermal, and how we can converted from the fossil fuel, oil, gas, and coal to the towards the nuclear fusion. Okay, so nuclear is only for your information. It should not be only for the defense system. We can also produce a lot of energy from there as well. And also we can also talk about like plate collector, photoelectric cell, power towers, so like which we usually call the solar energy system as well. As you can see here, the distribution of energy, that how the gas usually transmit from the low pressure to the higher pressure, or from the high pressure to the low pressure. So you can imagine the cost per person, different climate consideration. So you can imagine that only to generate electricity, how much coal we actually needed, how much we are extracted from the mother nature, from the earth. So now we will talk about telecommunication a little bit, how we can bring the telecommunication concept within if we talk about sustainability. So keep in mind less is more, and we need to do more and more. As you can see here, how much energy basically consumed by one single unit, and how much carbon CO2 we usually built from a single household, and then you can imagine from the whole village, from the very city, and then from the whole country, and how much we usually consume later uh, worldwide, and how much energy is basically estimated, or how much cost we usually spend on that. So basically more is less. Keep in mind that this is not about less is more. So we need to do more, which is still less, because we ignore the sustainability, telecommunication or energy worldwide. So we need to now do more and more, and still the same. As you can see here, we have different type of facilities which include cables, TV broadcasting, cell phones, satellite phones, and so on. And then you can imagine that for all those transmission line, how much energy we actually needed, how which type of equipment are. So there are 10 paths through which we can achieve sustainability in telecom and wireless. First of all, the 5G mobile telecommunication. Through that we can also save the nature as well. We can adopt ourselves to the innovative technology. We should need to hunt and rake for the new technologies through which we can fulfill our demand, and we can also analyze what are the possible uses of renewable resources such as solar and wind and so on. We should also design the energy efficient and component of data, and we should also implement the power saving mode in the base stations as well. We can also improve the backup power sources as well, like is which were already mentioned in the that how much we are still dependent on the hydrocarbon or the on the traditional biofuel. So we can also think about that how we can optimize or how we can improve our backup power in the terms of the solar panel and the wind and so on. We should also from now on need to plan for the future, that what type of equipment expansion we actually needed. So these are the 10 paths through which we can bring the sustainability within telecom and wireless field. We can also start from our home. Okay, we can start from our home. As you can see here, our home is basically a one complete model to implement there. So like is from like very number one, there are few stages, like 6 stages. So how much plastic bags we can save every year, how much water we can save, how much like billions of the plastic bag we can save, what should be the alternative sources. As in number 4, you can have a look that how much waste recycling facilities do we have. Number 5, that how much sustainable is our energy and light and so on. And number 6 is about the atmospheric protection, that how much we can save our CO2. As you can see here, if we follow the same eco smart house infographic elements within our houses, then we can reduce our cost by around 45%. only in a single house. So you can imagine that how much effective is our contribution in reducing the carbon monoxide. So these are the few renewable energy resources, that how we can shift from one mode to another one. As you can see here, with the solar panel, with the with the hydroelectric, with the biomass energy, with the geothermal, and with the tidal energy, and so on. So we still have option. The time is still there, but the only question is that when we will start. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section, or you can also reach to me through email as well. Have a nice day. Bye.